What's up, it's Jared with Gear and Light. What is in my camera bag 2021? This is an inspirational video, as you can see in the title. Everybody's been making their What's in My Bag videos. I highly appreciate Peter McKinnon's satire video, which is great. If you haven't seen that, definitely check it out. What's in my bag? Now, I often am asked that question, what gear do I carry with me all the time? What am I using? What seems to work best? And it's also asked in the context of a specific situation, like, hey, I see that you're shooting a lot of real estate. What are you using for this? You're shooting a lot of products. What are you using for that? So this is a camera bag. This is the one that I use when I travel and I need to take a lot of gear. It is empty though. There's nothing in it. So I'm going to set it aside and we're going to talk photography and we're going to talk inspiration, because no amount of gear is going to inspire you to shoot more photos, to shoot better photos, and to just get out there and take pictures in general. So 2020 was really hard on creativity. I'll tell you, I had a lot of jobs lined up that were canceled. A lot of live event photography that was just flat out canceled. Like 5 big jobs that would have made up an income for an entire year, wiped out clean. So not only is that kind of depressing and sad, it definitely kept me from traveling and doing things where I might be seeing and experiencing different things and having more opportunities to take photos. You know, we didn't travel as much, and you know, things just didn't take place as much last year because of COVID and just the general situation that we were all living through and still are kind of living through. So with that said, how do you find inspiration and get out and use your camera? It doesn't matter what gear you have, whether you have a beginner camera, something entry level, and you're still trying to figure it all out, or if you have some equipment and just can't seem to get yourself out there and take pictures. Well, camera gear aside, you know, we're not going to talk about what's in my bag in case you've probably figured that out by now. But what we do need to talk about is being inspired, getting out there, and using the equipment that we have. There's new cameras and stuff coming out all the time. It's very easy to get caught up in what gear is best for what certain situations you might find yourself in as a photographer. But if you're not inspired to get out and shoot, no piece of kit is going to make that happen for you. Getting a new camera is not going to provide inspiration. It may get you excited for a few minutes, but if you're not inspired to go and create something, doesn't matter what camera equipment you have, it's just not going to fly. It really is all up here. So I wanted to talk about 3 different tips that you could employ to kickstart your inspiration again and get out there and start taking pictures. This is going to be more geared towards the person who is a photographer for hobby, but I think as photographers, even as professional photographer, I like to get out and take pictures as a hobby as well. And so some of these things definitely work. Number 1 is being spontaneous. Be spontaneous. Grab your camera and just head on out. Some of the photos that I'm most proud of came about because I grabbed my camera, hopped in my truck, and just went driving and looking for things to take pictures of. I have some photos that I've ended up putting up on stock photography websites and made a few dollars on because I was out and about, I saw something, I took a picture of it, it was great, and I uploaded it to a stock photography website. A lot of photos that end up being my wallpaper on my phone or my desktop background or something like that came about because I had a camera on me and I was out driving around. Maybe you don't necessarily want to go outside and drive around. If you live in an area like me, it's kind of cold outside right now, so going outside may or may not sound like a very attractive idea. Well, what things do you have around your home that you can grab and start taking pictures of? You know, I could even go and grab a handful of my kids' Legos and start building a little scene and try to take pictures and try to do different things with the camera with depth of field and get creative. There's lots of things that we can do if we're just spontaneous, and not just, you know, spontaneous in making making a decision to grab our camera and aimlessly go, but try to come up with an idea. You know, there's lots of different photography ideas that you can find online. You go to Pinterest, you follow some of your favorite photographers, and you can even emulate what they're doing. But make the choice to just be spontaneous and go after it. The second thing is to team up. Teaming up has gotten a little bit more tricky due to COVID and all that stuff. You know, we don't go out in big groups and do like a photo walk or do something like that. We need to be a little bit more safe about it. But with that said, you can team up with others either locally or virtually to do things like a photo challenge, or even just go and capture the beauty that is around the city, town, or area that you live in. You can do that virtually. There's a lot of online communities of photographers that are doing photo challenges together, going out and taking pictures of a similar thing. We've done that before in the Ditch Auto community. For the people that have taken my Ditch Auto course, there's a Facebook group, and in the past we've done a photo challenge together. You can actually go to the Gear and Light website, gearandlight.com, and there's a list of the entire photo challenge that we did. So if you need a list of photos that you can be challenged to go and create, go check out that list. I also have videos that went along with them that helps talk about camera settings, camera setup, mindset for capturing, things like that. So that could be an inspiration to you as well. And there's countless photo challenge lists online for any interest that you may have. To the very niche, maybe like bird watching photo challenge list, all the way to something completely opened like our photo challenge was, which was more geared towards getting to know your camera and getting out there and using it more. So take part in a photo challenge, team up with somebody locally that you know who's also trying to use their camera more often, or find some people online in a Facebook group like the Ditch Auto group, which I've got linked down in the description below for you to check out. Or, you know, just go on Facebook and find maybe a community group or something like that around the topic of photography. And number 3 is to take a course and learn something new about photography. You know, as photographers, we tend to kind of stick to what we know how to do, and we get better and refine our process on what we know how to do. But there are so many other aspects of photography out there, and even video, because these cameras are so good at capturing video. So consider learning something new. Sometimes learning something new can kickstart that inspiration and that creativity and getting you going again, back out there with your camera, capturing and creating like you hope that you would be. And as 2021 continues to move on, we need that kick in the pants early on so that we don't let a whole year go by where we're not out there capturing photos, being inspired, and doing the things that we want to do. So those 3 things: be spontaneous, team up somehow, and take a course and learn something new about photography, are great ways to get inspired. Don't worry about what's in other people's bags. Don't worry about what the latest camera and gear is. Do what you can with what you have, and upgrade or make changes as you need to, not as a replacement for inspiration. The best camera is the one that you have available right now that allows you to go and take pictures with it. It might not be perfect, it might not be the best option that's out there, but you can make it work. We've seen people on YouTube, creative people on YouTube, doing fun things with toy cameras and stuff like that. Our smartphones have great cameras in them these days as well, and you can get out there and do a lot with a little. So don't allow that to be something that keeps you from creating and getting out there and making some cool things happen. So I hope that this video inspired you to get out there with your camera, take some pictures, and just make it happen. 2021 is well underway. Don't let any more time pass without getting out there and using your camera. Make sure join the Ditch Auto group. I would love to see some of the things that you've been inspired to create. Come into the group and share them with a community of over 4,000 other photographers trying to do the same thing. Stay inspired, create cool things, and learn how to use their camera better. So that's going to do it for this video today. Thanks so much, and I hope to see you in the Ditch Auto group and back here when we put out our next video. Take care.